One of my favorite all-time battles was Leon's Charizard versus Ash's Pikachu. Today we are looking at a similar matchup in the trading card game with Charizard EX versus Pikachu EX. John will be piloting the Pikachu EX deck while I'll be using the Charizard deck. He wins the coin flip, making me go first. I'm going to have a pretty weak opening, only opening Pidgey and attaching an energy. On his turn, he is going to play Nest Ball and find Joltik. Its Jolting Charge attack allows you to take 2 Lightning Energy and 2 Grass Energy and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like from your deck. This allows him to power up his attackers like Pikachu EX, Iron Hands EX, and Miraidon EX. He plays Ultra Ball and finds Iron Hand EX, which is pretty good against Charizard with its small basics, being able to use its Amp You Very Much attack to take 2 prizes early in the game. He then uses the Fan Call ability of Rotom to search 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less. He's going to find Noctowl and 2 Hoothoots and add them to his hand. He then attaches an energy to the Joltik and benches a Hoothoot. He doesn't have a way to switch into the Joltik, so he's going to have to pass over to the Charizard deck. I bench a Charmander and attach a Fire Energy. I attach Technical Machine Evolution and play Boss's Orders on the Iron Hand to make it harder for him to switch next turn. I then use the Evolution attack to evolve it into Charmeleon and pass the turn. On John's turn, he's going to play Prime Catcher to be able to get his Joltik into the active, and then he'll be able to use the Jolting Charge attack to fully power up his Iron Hands EX. On my turn, I'm going to need to find something to get out of this position, but all I get is an energy on the Charmeleon and knock out the Joltik for 1 prize card. He's going to use the Iron Hands to take 2 prize cards with the Amp You Very Much attack. On my turn, I use Flip the Script from Pheasantipity EX to draw 3 cards. I'm in a tough position, so I have to go Rare Candy Pidgeot. I usually wouldn't bring out the Pidgeot against an Iron Hands due to the booster capsule allowing it to do 140 and with weakness be able to knock out Pidgeot. I bench a Charmander and use the Quick Search ability to search a card. I find a Fire Energy hoping to be able to 2-shot the Iron Hands, but he's going to then play Arven, finding the booster capsule and being able to knock out the Pidgeot this turn. He's going to attach an energy to the Pikachu EX before attacking with the Iron Hand EX. I promote the Charmander, hoping to find Rare Candy Charizard this turn. And with the Flip the Script ability, I draw 3 cards and find Ultra Ball and Rare Candy. The Ultra Ball is going to allow me to find the Charizard EX. And then I'll be able to Rare Candy him to play after playing Super Rod to get energy back in the deck. I put 2 on the Charizard and 1 on the Pheasantipity, allowing it to retreat later if needed. I then boss up his Hoothoot so that he won't have access to the Noctowl. He promotes the Pikachu. He then benches another Hoothoot and is going to play Switch to be able to get the Iron Hand back into the active, and then attaches Return to the Pikachu EX. He then plays Earthen Vessel, discarding a card to be able to find energy. He discards the Noctowl because he has another Noctowl in hand and only plays 2 Hoothoot and 2 Noctowl. He's going to find a Metal and a Lightning Energy. He then uses Arm Press to be able to do 180 damage due to the booster capsule. I knock out the Iron Hand, and then on his turn, he plays Arven, finding Night Stretcher, giving him the Grass Energy and the win. In our next game, I start with a Charmander and play Buddy Buddy Poffin, finding another Charmander and a Duskull since I don't want to bench Pidgey in this game. I attach an energy to the Charmander and pass. On his turn, he's going to bench Fan Rotom and Iron Hands, and attach an energy to the Joltik, and then play Iono, resetting both our hands. With a fresh hand, he's going to attach Bravery Charm to the Iron Hand, and then use the Fan Call to get 2 Hoothoots and a Noctowl. He benches one of the Hoothoots, saving some of his bench space, and then use the Jolting Charge attack, finding 2 Lightning and 1 Grass. The other 2 Grass were prized. On my turn, I evolve into Dusclops, and attach a Fire Energy to the Charmander on the bench. I decide to bench a Pidgey, and then play Iono to reset our hands again. I find a Charmeleon off the Iono, allowing me to evolve my bench Charmander. I then put a Cleffa down and retreat the Charmander and use Cleffa's attack to draw until I have 7 cards in my hand. On John's turn, he attaches a lightning from hand to the Iron Hands, then benches a Miraidon and uses its ability to get Pikachu EX, then plays Area 0, allowing him to have 8 Pokemon on the bench. He retreats the Joltik and promotes the Iron Hand with Bravery Charm, and uses Amphiberry Mudge to take 2 prizes on the Cleffa. On my turn, I evolve into Pidgeotto, then think about if I should evolve into Charizard EX or not. I decide to go through with it and then use the Infernal Rain ability to get energy from the deck and attach to the Charizard. Because of the Bravery Charm, I can't knock out the Iron Hands, so I use Boss's Orders on the Pikachu EX and then use the ability of Dusclops Curse Blast to put 5 damage on the Pikachu and then knock it out with Burning Darkness. On John's turn, he benches Fezandipity EX and uses Flip the Script to draw 3 cards, then plays Arven to find Prime Catcher and Power Glass. He uses the Prime Catcher to be able to bring up my bench Charmander and his Miraidon before retreating it to get back into Iron Hands. He then plays Gravity Mountain, followed up with Vulture Ball, searching the deck for Pikachu EX, and then tries to bench it before realizing his bench is full. He then uses the Amphiberry Much attack to take 2 prizes on the Charmander. I promote the Charizard. Then I'm going to bench Fezandipity EX before playing Iono to set his hand to 1 and mine to 4. I can then use Flip the Script to draw 3 cards, and with that I knock out the Iron Hands and take 2 prize cards. On his turn, he promotes Fan Rotom and uses Flip the Script. He attaches a Metal Energy to the Pikachu and then plays Arven, finding Earthen Vessel and Power Glass. He plays the Earthen Vessel to find some energy and then attaches the Power Glass to the Pikachu before passing the turn. Power Glass only works on the Pokemon in the active, and on my turn I have Counter Catcher for game. And with the match tied 1-1, I start game 3 with 2 copies of Buddy Buddy Poffin to be able to find 2 Charmander and 2 Duskull. And with that, I'll pass the turn to John. He starts his turn with Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards to be able to find a Joltik to put down. He's trying to avoid putting Miraidon into play because he knows it's easy prize cards for me. He plays Iono to reset our hands, and then uses a Nest Ball to put Latias EX into play. He then benches an Iron Hands and a Hoot Hoot, and uses the free retreat provided by Latias to get Joltik into play into the active, and then uses the Jolting Charge attack to fully power up the Iron Hands. On my turn, I use Iono to reset our hands. This finds me a Cleffa that I'd like to bench, and then a Fire Energy to attach to the Fezandipity to retreat into the Cleffa. I then use Ultra Ball to thin out my hand a little bit by getting Charmeleon to evolve the bench Charmander. I then use the Cleffa attack to draw to 7 cards in hand. On John's turn, he attaches an energy to the Pikachu EX and benches a Magnemite. He then retreats the Joltik into the Iron Hands and takes 2 prizes on the Cleffa. I promote the Charmeleon and on my turn play Ultra Ball, finding the Charizard EX, and evolving it, putting 2 energies on the Charizard. I then play Arven to get another Ultra Ball and a TM Evolution that I'm going to discard with the Ultra Ball. To get Dusknoir because I've prized the Dusclops. I then go Rare Candy Dusknoir, and then use Flip the Script and use the Dusknoir to put 130 damage on the Pikachu and knock out the Iron Hands EX with the Charizard. He promotes the Joltik and draws for turn. He attaches a Metal to the Pikachu and then plays Iono, drawing 3 cards for himself and 4 for me. He uses the Jolting Charge attack, but doesn't have any energy in the deck that he'd like to grab. His grass is mostly in the discard pile. I draw for turn and then take 1 prize by knocking out the Joltik. On his turn, he plays Arven, finding a Night Stretcher and a Bravery Charm. He attaches the Bravery Charm to the Pikachu, and then plays the Night Stretcher to get back the grass energy for the Pikachu. He then's going to retreat into the Magnemite, so that he'll only give up 1 prize next turn. On my turn, I have to knock out the Magnemite for the 1 prize card, and he promotes the Pikachu, and then benches Pheasantipity and plays Arven. Finding Ultra Ball and Rescue Board, which he's just going to throw away with the Ultra Ball. He finds Noctowl, which is going to allow him to search for 2 trainers. He grabs Gravity Mountain and another Ultra Ball. The Gravity Mountain is going to allow him to knock out the Charizard EX with the Pikachu. I promote the Pheasantipity and then draw for turn. I use Flip the Script to draw 3 cards and then play Super Rod, putting back 2 Fire Energy and the Dusknoir. I'm needing to find Rare Candy Charizard, but haven't. I use Counter Catcher, bringing up the Noctowl because it doesn't have free retreat, and then play Iono, putting him on 1 card. He attaches Lightning and uses Power Glass. We're both in a tight spot, so I'm going to keep Ionoing him here, trying to find a way to knock out the Pikachu. I get the Rare Candy and put a Dusknoir in play, planning for the worst. He retreats the Noctowl into the Latias, and we just keep playing back and forth. Neither one of us have found a way to win. I'm going to put more energy back into the deck, planning to use Pheasantipity to start attacking. If I can get 3 energy on the Pheasantipity and promote the Pikachu to the active, I can knock it out for game. But I'm going to need a lot of cards. He plays Boss's Orders to trap me with the Dusknoir in the active. And with this, we just keep playing, and I get the 3rd energy to the Pheasantipity, but don't have a way to switch the Dusknoir. He gets another energy on the Noctowl, and he's going to be able to start attacking with the Noctowl. After 2 attacks with the Noctowl, I'm going to be forced to use its Curse Blast ability to end the game in a tie by knocking out the Pikachu EX. Let us know how you think this tie should be settled.